I played Bert in tennis, and dude, I played a lot as a kid for a couple of years. I was never exceptional, but I was decent. Could play. And when we talked to him, sports like tennis. If I go, did you play tennis? And you go, I played as a kid. I don't know what that means. I don't know if like, were you a competition level person or? So we play tennis, and as I'm getting closer to the match, I'm playing 3 times a week.
And is this just for exercise at the time, or
well,
are you like?
No. Once we decide we're gonna play tennis,
is this a bet too, or is this you two are just gonna play?
No, we're challenging each other. We're gonna shoot it for content and like put it on one of our live shows, and we always talk shit to each other. I bet I can beat you at this, and So as we're getting closer to it, my coach is like, your fucking ground game is like pretty legit right now. Like your forehand is really, really, really good, and he's like, as long as you can serve and receive his serve, like you're gonna fuck him up unless he's like really good. So we go that day to play.
I mean, look, I hear you. That body does not scream lateral movement.
No,
to me
man.
at all.
And when I see him, hitting the forehand and backhand, I was like, oh, I'm gonna kill him, And we rally a little bit like to warm up, and then he starts serving, and I'm like, what is happening? Like, what?
Bert McEnroe.
Dude, he is serving, and he has different serves. Kickback serves, putting spin on the serve. And I'm like...
So that's his whole game is the serve?
But
so if you can return it, you got him. But if you can't, you're fine.
And by the way, when we're training for it, like when it's really getting close to it, I go, let's work on serve returns. He's like, my coach, who was a big-time D1 tennis player, he goes, he's not going to serve like this, dude. Like, he's not going to serve like me. I go, yeah, of course not. Well, he served. I look at him one time during the match, and he's like,
what did he say? It's a what?
Well, after it, like Bert just absolutely kicked the shit out of me.
Just acing. That's the way you score. If you don't get one of them returned?
I mean, maybe 1 out of like 30.
Yeah. 30.
Oh, yeah. And I'm demoralized. I mean, I'm like, so.
Is he just talking shit and everything else too?
No, he's not. But I just can't believe it. And I win the first 2 games. So I'm up 2-0 to start. I'm like, oh, that's all right.
How'd you win those?
He's not, I'm serving poorly. Mm-hmm. So the few times that I'm serving okay, I don't even think he's returning them. Anytime we can start a rally, I'm basically winning. But he starts serving, and I'm like, and I'm just, the thing is, it's one of those things where it like snowballs. Like I start to just get down. I'm like, oh, fuck. It's over. When it's over, he wins like 6-2, 6-1. Just kills me. And I'm just like so depressed about it. And I walk over to the coach. He goes, I got to tell you something. And I go, what? He goes, that's a legit D1 college serve. And I go, what?
A legit D1.
Yeah.
D1, not
Division
D2.
1. And I go, what the fuck, Bert? What was that? And he goes, I told you I used to play. I go, what the fuck did you play, man? Did you play international games? And then the funny thing is my coach goes, I've never seen such a disparity between someone's serve and their ground game.
It's like he just worked on
one thing. But one thing I've learned over time about Bert, because Bert will always tell you what a great athlete he is. He'll tell you, like I'm one of the, is that, there's different types of athleticism, right? Like I'm used to when someone says they're an athlete, for like what I grew up doing and playing, athlete means run the fastest, jump the highest, like raw, like football player, like combine shit. Yeah, like that's the great athlete. So I was like, what are you talking about? But what he does legitimately is incredible hand-eye coordination. Like it's definitely above average. Like, hitting a baseball, hitting a golf ball, tennis serve, bow and arrow, all that shit. Like it's impressive. He did that bow and arrow thing on the Go Big Show, bullseye, and they were all like, "What?" Like he really is good at that. And I've seen him hit a golf ball. I'm like impressive.